The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Welcome, everyone, to this week's edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. And each week, we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. This week, we're going to start with a comment from Dan Willover, the supervisor of the town of Rush. He says that the town of Rush had an informational meeting on January 22nd on the proposed Central Water District. Residents in the new proposed district received a letter to inform them of the meeting. However, they did not receive it in a timely fashion. The town will be sending a new letter along with the petition in the near future. If you are in the proposed new Central Water District and are comfortable paying $2,135 for the next 38 years, sign the petition and return it to the supervisor's office. If you do not want the water district, do not sign. The proposal needs 51% of the affected residents to pass. I am sorry for any confusion. I request that all responses be returned to my office before May 1st, 2025. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at 533-9058. Thank you, Dan Woolaver. When I say me, I'm referring to Dan. So if you want this information, contact Dan at his office, 533-9058. And again, Dan apologizes for the confusion that occurred. Let's go over to Mike in Lima. Mike, what's going on in Lima?
Hello, Chris. Thanks for hosting us again. We have a public hearing set up for proposed Water District 5 on February 11th, 6:30 here at the Town Hall. You can view the official advertisement for this event in the Sentinel, the January 30th edition. It will be very hard to miss. Save the date for February 23rd, live music with the Gabe Stillman Band and the Steve Grills and the Roadmasters Band. Doors open at 1 p.m. at Fanatics on Sunday, February 23rd. Tickets are $32 each, and this is a benefit to help fund the 2025 Crossroads Festival. FanaticsPub.com has all the details, and as of my reading of this, the event is about 50% sold out. The third annual Finger Lakes West Food Festival is set up for Sunday, March 23rd. This is going to be at the Willow Creek venue down in Lakeville and is put on by the Livingston County Area Chamber of Commerce. So livingstoncountychamber.com, you can get tickets. They will be having celebrity chefs, the magic of their winter village featuring cozy igloos, warm fire pits, delicious food, and live music throughout the day. Perfect place to gather with friends and family for a truly unforgettable Finger Lakes West Food Festival experience. So music, food, makers, crafters, etc. Congratulations to Senior Airman Mason Schaefer, who was selected as the Livingston County Veteran of the Month. Mason was honored at the January 22nd board meeting, where he led the Board of Supervisors in the Pledge of Allegiance. Lastly, anybody who voted in Livingston County on any of the elections last year, you got a sticker that says I voted, and it had a way cool little dinosaur on it. And that was drawn by fifth grader Jonathan Rudney of Mount Morris. The contest, the second annual, is now open again. So if you are a student and you live in Livingston County, you are eligible to compete for this great honor of having your artwork stuck to everybody's lapel after they exit the voting booth this year. The deadline for art submission is March 31st, and you can get more information by going to the Livingston County Board of Elections website or calling them at 585-243-7090. And that's all I got, Chris.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Why don't we go right over to Rick? Rick, what's going on in Honeoye Falls and Monroe County?
Well, thanks again, Chris. It's great to be on and to see our partners in municipal government. We've had a busy week this week with the extremely cold weather. Our highway crew has worked many hours trying to clear and salt roads and putting their best efforts in to keep the sidewalks clear as well. All of our highway DPW team members for all of our communities deserve a big thanks during these weather events for the work that they do. While the work they do may be their jobs, it's not easy work, and like many of our other first responders, and we consider them first responders, it's often thankless work. We do appreciate all their efforts, and we're lucky to have them out there. I have received a few questions over the last couple of weeks regarding some of the road work being done in front of homes on East Street and Monroe Streets, and if it's also connected to the work being done on the HFL school district front properties. These projects are not connected. The school district is working on upgrading their storm sewer lines within their property that are very old, and they've had problems with them over the years, so they're getting that done. The work on East and Monroe Streets is generally related to the County of Monroe Water Authority efforts to ensure that all lead pipes and all lead pipe connections are removed from their system. And this is also something that homeowners within the village, and certainly outside the village as well, but especially those with older homes, should be aware of. There is a large push to eliminate all lead and some of the galvanized piping as well. So if you happen to be in your basement, if you have an older home and you're not sure what you have, you might want to have someone test that, because there are a lot of lead pipes still in the community. And if you can look at this, again, you may want to, because we believe and we understand that sooner rather than later, you're going to be required to replace those anyway. So you want to move forward on that. I also want to say thank you, and I appreciate members of Senator Gillibrand's team visiting the village here on Friday, the 24th, touring our wastewater treatment plant, as well as our firehouse, to review projects that are critical to the community. The new wastewater treatment plant build and the fire hall building repairs or upgrades are really important. We're working to engage all of our elected representatives to gain federal and state funding if possible. As a matter of fact, I have Congressman Morelli and his team will be in for the same tour in February, and I'm scheduled to meet with our state senator, Pam Helming, and Assembly Member Lunsford in Albany on February 4th and 5th. For the county, I just want to bring up again, the new year has already been very busy with legislative meetings focused on the new Seneca Park Zoo announcement and the partnership with Cambridge 7, Cambridge 7 has been selected to complete all the design work and lead the construction portion of a major zoo upgrade. This upgrade will in part create a new entrance area, administrative buildings, some classrooms for presentations, a social area for gatherings and presentations, and possibly even weddings. There'll be a new 150,000-gallon aquarium, and many new species will be added within the park and obviously within the aquarium as well. This new facility is expected to create a world-class facility for Monroe County and the Rochester area to benefit our residents, as well as draw many visitors to the region. But it is a huge project. with the county planning to bond approximately $100 million for this project. Now, that's the bonding process and the cost of the total build. As that project would move forward, the state of New York has committed about $45 million to the project. The county would provide approximately $30 million, and the Zoo Society has committed to raise and provide a little over $23 million, all to support that bonding or offset that bonding. The Monroe County Legislature in general supports the project, but will plan to keep a very, very close watch on the project as it moves forward to ensure it's on budget, on time, and that the promised fundraising is completed. And that's going to be a major thing for us moving forward. If everything is approved and moves on time, that project would be built by the end, I believe, of the third quarter of 28. So this is a long-term project, but something that's being approved and moving forward. With that, that's all I've got. I appreciate the time, Chris. Thanks very much.
All right. Thanks, Rick. Over to John Moffett in the town of Mendon. John, what's moving in Mendon?
Well, I've been AWOL for a couple of weeks here, but I was catching up on my vitamin D. So a couple of things I want to bring up is that streetlights in the hamlet. Some of them are owned by RG&E. So when those malfunction, we appreciate everybody letting us know so that we can call RG&E and they will go out and repair them. The more decorative type street lights in the hamlet are owned by the town of Mendon. And those were purchased about 25 years ago. And they've been band-aided once too many times. So we are in the process. We have ordered replacement lights, LED. They're going to be obviously more efficient and they'll hopefully last for a lot longer. And that project will start in the spring. We're still waiting for parts, but that project will start in the spring. And there's, I believe, 16 or 18 of them. I've forgotten the exact number of them throughout the hamlet. And so if you see those not working properly, that's why. Stony Lonesome Road, as we all know, there's been a lot of accidents there, automobile accidents. And recently I was at a meeting with the New York State DOT that legislator Milne was there as well. And, you know, east of Clover Street, that road is a town road. West of Clover Street, it's a county road. So we talked a little bit about some things that could be done to make that intersection a lot safer. I will say that one thing that was brought to my attention not too long ago was the fact that possibly, you know, some of these Google directions and things like that are sending people that way because it's the shortest path and they're unfamiliar with the intersection. It's not an easy intersection to navigate. And it's almost impossible to get them to change their directions when it comes to the shortest distance. So we are looking at the east side that's owned by the town of Mendon as far as possibly doing some things there to mitigate the amount of accidents there in the future. Also wanted to mention, because this was brought to my attention, that there's a little bit of confusion in the community. Just a reminder to everybody that village elections, and Mayor Milne, not trying to step on your toes, but village elections are in March. And the elections at the town level will be this November of 25. So the elections in November of 25 will include town supervisor, 2 town board members, town clerk, highway superintendent, and town justice. But that will be in November. Elections for the village is completely separate, and that is in March. Our next town board meeting is February 10th. And just a reminder that with our sidewalk project, we're progressing. We have approval from the county for some grant money. So we will be expecting here in the very early spring to have a meeting where residents can attend and we can get input from residents, get their opinions before we go forward. And it is a lengthy process, but we are working towards that. And hopefully we have some serious construction going on this summer, this fall, and we'll be able to increase the walkability in and around the hamlet of Mendon. And that covers it.
All right. Thanks, John. Anybody else have anything to add? Seeing none, thank you for being here, and thank you all for watching. Remember, this program airs every Sunday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Like the page, subscribe to the channel on those platforms will inform you when the broadcast begins. Otherwise, you can read the transcript in next week's paper. That's all for now. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye for now.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.